Good morning. Actually, this time. It's so cold in this room. I know I've said it a bunch, but this room sits above an unheated space. The garage, which is why you hear it sometimes. And, it cold. Like, my Ray nose is very upset. And I, like, had a t-shirt on, and I was like, I'm too cold. So then I had to go find my very thin wool pullover. I was like, okay, we'll deal with this. Because it's 35 out, but it was colder earlier. Oh, are my shoes going to be here today? Yeah, awesome. I ordered some shoes, and they got delayed with the snow we got, because we got snow Wednesday and Thursday. Chaz says, legs wrapped up in a heated blanket currently. Ooh, I could get that. Ooh. Do I want to do that, or am I worried I'll get paint on it? I'm worried I'll get paint on it. But after stream, that's exactly where I'm going to go. Tuck myself in. I feel like half of my blanket doesn't work because like the top half where the button is, I feel like it's hot, but the bottom half where it plugs in doesn't. But it's almost time to put it away for the season because it's going to be spring soon. So we're working on the spider web today, and we started it last week where we did the center, which is kind of hard to see. And then we did like some stuff up here. Like there's more to do in this area, and then obviously all the way around. And it's going to be harder to see here, and that's fine. This side is more blurry. The sharpness of the focal plane is like here. So we're going with that. And I made myself a note, and my reminder just went off 3 minutes ago that said blur the side of the canvas. And so what I had done is I had blurred here, right? But I didn't blur here. The top of this bar, I didn't blur. It's very sharp. So I need to do that. This side does not matter as much because I kind of just left the focal plane go from here this way and just decided that was good enough. But this side I need to do. So we're going to do that first so I don't forget. And then I pulled out this. This is an empty paint marker. And I know you've seen me use them before, like this one which has black in it. Or where's the one with white in it? This one has white in it. But this one is a brush tip. Is it? No, it's not a brush tip, but it is a felt tip that has a point on it. I was hoping it was the brush tip. I was wrong. That's fine. This will work. And I have a bunch of this kind here. Like this one has black in it, but I find that this style clogs faster. Good morning, Noah. Snowfox says, if you have Raynos, you want to heat on your feet. Yeah, sometimes though when it's nice, like if I'm bike riding, I can still feel my toes go numb. And it's like specific toes. It's not like all of them. It's really a weird sensation to know like your ring finger toe is going numb. Noah and I were talking about regional dialects of the US this morning. He says, Noah, you owe me that audio clip of you saying that. So we're gonna fill this up with titanium white to do more of the spider web. Because I was doing it with a brush and I was getting very frustrated because the brush isn't super sharp. Like a new brush, like this guy is new, is sharp. But it's kind of a pain. So we're gonna use a brush marker. Snowfox says, I hate how markers call large pointy felt tips brush tips when I'm thinking it's going to be an actual brush. Right? I have brush tip markers, but they don't have acrylic paint in them. Oh, you got your desk mat kit. Awesome. Desk mat. Sorry. Wasn't sure my words were coming out right. I had coffee a few hours ago, so I should be awake enough. We have a 10-month resub from Stalker Mike, 20 months from Sapphire Becca, and 23 from Andrew in the Kitchen. Well, good morning, everyone. Like I said, we're gonna blur this side of the canvas, and then we're gonna fill this, and I'm gonna try to do something so it doesn't clog as fast as if I use regular liquid acrylic by itself. We're gonna try something. I also want it to be a little transparent. I could mix up a gray, because that would function the same essentially. But I want it to be more multi-purpose in the marker than a specific color, right? So we're going to just make it transparent because I can always add more white on top of it or do more layers to make it brighter, which is essentially what I want to do because some parts of the spiderweb catch the sun and get super bright. And I'm going to have to do that later with, you know, heavy body acrylic white. So it's really, really bright in some places where it's going to catch the sun. Because I can always go brighter, but it's harder to pull it back. Kit, you should maybe DM a mod. That would probably be easiest and best. Snowfox says, I live in the South and I love how we contract words. Yaldov is an actual word I have used. What did I send Noah in response? I said, oh geez, start with me last. I didn't get to the time machine. Yeah, no for sure, is what I had sent Noah. We have a 23-month resub from KJ the Quiet One. Good morning. For sure. Oh geez. Yeah, no, for sure. I understood that. Time Machine is TYME, which is a brand of ATM. And growing up, we had that brand where I lived. So it was always, I need to stop by the time machine. And I never thought once about how that sounded. I just knew it meant ATM. Okay, I am going to carefully erase some chalk. Not all of it, because I have my little reference marks, but we're gonna leave the rest of it alone. Because it's just throwing me off a little bit, because I didn't follow my chalk lines perfectly, but I did that on purpose. And it's fine, because it's not supposed to be perfect. It's a spider web. So I'm just using my eraser paintbrush, which is a very stiff brush that I've cut ultra short, and I use it to erase acrylic. If I'm quick while it's still wet, I can actually kind of like clean up lines with it, but a lot of the time I just use it to erase chalk lines. What do you call the glass sliding exterior door or slider of a door wall? Patio door? I don't think we really called it anything special. Okay, we're gonna blur this. I need to turn it so I can see both. And I'm realizing that I'm quickly running out of acrylic that is drying out on my palette week after week. Do you call it an Arcadia door? I feel like I've heard people call it that. That's not dark enough. I think I did it too dark now. No, that seems pretty good. This might need a few layers though, I think, to soften it to the level I want it to be. At least that'll work for now. So So if I forget later, it's not... like I totally messed it up. It's just like I kind of messed it up. So we will leave that alone until it dries, because I can't do any more layers until it does. They won't stick, it'll just push everything else around. Hey Steven! Could you get me that kombucha sooner rather than later? Thank you! Okay, now we're gonna fill this paint marker. So this is an empty one. And I was like, gosh, I really hope I have an empty one. So what happens, here, let's just talk about the whole thing. So it has a cap, like a regular marker, but you can unscrew this part. And that's just an empty little like collar. And then we have this part that holds the felt piece. And then we have this piece that needs to get popped out. Oh boy. I have nails too right now. There we go. So then this piece comes out and it has a spring in it. And this is how you pump the paint marker. Why is it not pumping? Oh, there's another piece in here. Maybe let's... okay, there we go. You need this in here, and then it can pump. And that's what forces the ink or paint through. And then inside this, we have a tiny glass ball that helps shake it. And then we have our reservoir. So I'm going to take the marble out, and I'm putting titanium white in this. So I have liquid high flow from Golden. Snow Fox says, I'm always scared to pump paint markers. I'm afraid I'll damage the felt tip. I don't use them often enough. That's why I like these ones, these Dollar Ronnie ones. They have a plastic nib. The felt ones I worry about too, but the soft, what is this? Soft liner have this like hole up top so it fits and like pushes the collar specifically and not the actual tip. So you can see there's a lot of paint in the tip of this one. So it fits right in here and you can push down and pump. But I think they just get too dried out, which is why I'm trying to do something slightly different this time. So I have titanium white, I have airbrush transparent extender, which is basically clear liquid acrylic that it says with airbrushes specifically, because you could airbrush these, increases sprayability, minimizes tip buildup, clogging, and other surface defects. So my thought is I want this to be transparent anyway, and this will make it more transparent. And it will help it from clogging up and drying out. But I also thought I could add some of the slow dry to help with that too. Because like this can dry for a week after I work on it, because I'm not going to paint till next Friday. So that's my thought, was to combine all of these and see how it does. Because these brush tip ones are the ones I struggle with the most to get them to do what I want. So I'm going to start by using this. And I'm not going to fill up this all the way in case I need to adjust it by making it more opaque or transparent, depending on how it turns out the first time. And maybe I'll like it and it'll be perfect. So where is the visual part? There we go. If I put it at 2, what is my ratio? Any ratio of extender to color can be used. Start with 5 to 10 parts extender to 1 part color. Okay. We'll start with it there. There's 2 photos in the queue. All right, once I mix this up, I will show them. But right now I'm trying not to like spill. And I'm not going to put much of this in because this will This does kind of impede it drying long term. And it's a lot more viscous and not as liquid. And that's kind of what we need to make this marker work. Okay, now installing this backwards. Put this on. Oh wait, I forgot the marker, or the marble. That's important to mix it. Drop that back in. Fit all the pieces back together. All right, so now we can mix this. And we can play the art in the cube. Oh, it's the dust mat, awesome. Oh, cool, it's super colorful. I like how you can see the canvas texture on it. That's big. I mean, I know I saw the sizes online, like the measurements of it, but it's bigger than I thought. I do wish I had my sketchbook here. I don't. So we're just gonna use the gray palette. For a second I'm like, what are these colors? What was I painting? Ah, yes, I remember. Love seeing the texture, and yes, it's large. Yeah, it looks huge. All right, so we're gonna pump this. It does take a while, I've noticed, at first to get it flowing. And I've used this with solid high flow acrylic before, but like I said, they clog up. So I'm hoping that I did 3 parts acrylic, or transparent extender, airbrush extender, to 1 part high flow. I'm hoping that makes a difference. Okay. Well, it's not as transparent as I want it to be, but I can just add a little bit more of that and it'll be transparent. And I will proceed to get paint all over my hands. This. And maybe it'll dry slightly more transparent because this stuff is kind of milky on its own. Why am I getting gray on my hands? What did I touch? Hi, you can just set that right on that cat. Thank you. Okay, we added more of that. Put this back on. Clean this mess. Put the drink on the cat. I have a cat coaster. All right, that's better. The other thing that happened is I found a lightning to USB cable to charge my iPad because my old one was getting frayed and you could see the metal. But I found one that was not damaged and I switched it, so now the iPad is fine. Help. Oh, that was rough. Now it's going to look, there's a lot of paint that I pumped towards the tip of this. Pretty opaque at the start, and I think it's going to get more transparent, but it is kind of the color of heavy cream. Like, it's not as opaque as white paint, but it's not as transparent as like skim milk. This is what I wanted. Okay, come here, iPad. We need reference image. I could also probably unplug it while I'm streaming because it's fully charged. So I just have a ton of spiderweb to fill in. Just an absolute ton. And so I'm just going to kind of go for it, like... And I'm kind of making it up a little bit as I go because it's so dense. Like, there's this piece that I just did. But then there's a piece that comes up this way, all the way up to there. So I think in the end, it's just going to kind of be based on vibes. Like, I'm gonna have to look at it and be like, it needs to be more dense here. And that's fine. So there's a piece that goes like from here and comes down to there. Paint the iPad. You won't. I have gotten paint on the iPad, but because it has a glass screen protector, I can just scrape it off. It's very convenient. And I decided to work here and then work up and around because I'm right-handed, so I can kind of do that. And then over here, I may rotate the whole canvas. I don't know. So this is half. Right below that we have this kind of rounded piece. We have a 23-month resub from Xenofantasies and 22 from Ken1 Noob. With Who Child and hello. Hi. And I wasn't sure if I'd want my hair up today because this is a lot. So I do have a hair clip if I decide I need it, but I'm not doing a lot of flipping back and forth today because I just have it right here with this, and this is so much easier for something like this with instead of a brush. And I'm trying to make sure I get right to the edge of this bar so it has a very harsh line of where the bar is and where the spider web starts. And like there is some stuff on the bar. I don't think I'm gonna bother doing that. So down here we have more of this. And there's actually like a piece of airborne plant material stuck right here. So I'm going to kind of just fill that in because it's really pretty. Like a milkweed seed or like a single dandelion tuft. And it kind of looks like a spider in shape, but it's very sparkly in this light, so it's definitely not a spider. It has no substance to it. You can kind of see it start to build on top of the dark part, which is why I wanted to do that today. So it would look like I'm making progress, because sometimes I'm making progress and you can't see it. And there's a whole mess of spider webs on this side and this corner. I also want it to be slightly more transparent in some areas, like inside some of these bigger circles, than I'm currently using with this. So it may have to be something I continue to add in time. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. See. Circle. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this more transparent because this looks weird, this hole, because there's so many more like almost ghosty strands throughout some of this with the filaments. I feel like I'm taking a quiz. Oh. There's a line in here I'm missing. There we go. Okay, this big chunk has kind of this little line running through it. I have to actually touch the canvas to make it show up. And then there's another one that kind of comes this way and through here. I do kind of wish I did this bigger. You'd see it better. There's another piece of like plant material caught in it up here that looks like another spider in shape. This one didn't really come out as much as I wanted it to. Coming along. I need to not look at it for a second. After every one of these wedges, I'm like, okay, woo. It's really brightening up the painting. Whew. The bubbles in the kombucha got me. I also have to do the side. We can do that later. Because it was so dark. So it's adding a visual lightness to it. But I have this wedge, and I have to finish these. There's not much in here because I had started doing with the brush. And then I'll see how I feel about it. But right now I'm feeling really good about these wedges. These ones less so, but these ones I did with the brush and didn't fill them in. Like this guy, this wedge here, I didn't do anything in here. It's hard to tell, but there's no lines through those polka dots. Mallory versus breathing, an eternal struggle. I don't know what it is. It's also super dry in the house, even though I have humidifiers going. Not this brush. Where's the one I was using go? There you are. Is there a noise in the song? Yeah, I think so. It's too light. Okay, that's better. That is definitely blurry enough. Let's look at it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that part's done at least. I suppose I have to go back to the spider webs. I do kind of want to pull my hair back. Just because it is so staticky in here. This room does not have a humidifier. We decided that we didn't need to. Okay, that'll do. I wish it was warm enough today for me to go wash my bike, because I need to do that. But it's slightly too cold for me to go mess around with water and soap and try and wash a bike. I think I need to make these spokes brighter too. Yeah, that's better. Okay, which one was I on? This guy. I do not know offhand what kind of spider this is, but the web is super irregular. Next wedge. Oh, Rock, that's such a good idea. Pops from Lurkin. Would be cool if Mal signed her name as part of the spiderweb. Oh, I'd like that. I can do that. Okay, I put it there, but it's like really not noticeable. Because the M is here, and then there's the A, and then the L is here. Let's make it brighter. I don't know. It's there. Where was I over here? I've been putting some spiderweb parts in this, and it's just so hard to see them. I may have to just switch to a very opaque heavy body white. So I think I'm gonna have to do that, and I'm also gonna have to switch to a more transparent or grayer color to fill in more stuff. That feels pretty good. I'm gonna do this side now. I suppose some of the top here. I am glad I switched to the marker. This is making it way easier. Okay, this side here, where it's the top of the spider web, I can see better in a shadow than I am seeing it directly on. It makes a big difference when I'm working on it, at least. Okay, that looks nice. We're gonna let it sit for a minute. Think about how I probably need to do a lighter gray on this side than I've been doing over here. And decide exactly how I'm going to do that. Because this is the blurry side. There is a little bit of chalk for my registration marks, my reference lines, and the only thing I can really see is that guy. There should be one in here. I'll wipe down the whole thing when I'm done and it's dry. So anything that is chalk will be gone eventually. So I think I need to do more transparent on the side, a few more things over here that are more transparent, but then in the flip side, some brighter over here too. And I think I can do that in an hour, which would put me about normal stream time. And I should brighten up my name at some point with more titanium white. Okay, this brush is a little fuzzy, and it's not going to have as definite lines as this side, which is exactly what I want. The kit says, so glaze? Exactly. That's where I'm going with that. I just have to find one of these little porcelain things that I have that's not full of other colors. Where's the rest of them? There's only 3 out here. Hello? Where are they all? There's like 6 of them. What I need to do is I need to soak them and get all the paint off of them because the paint all dried out. Oh, there they are. This one will work. Yeah, these need a good soak. Maybe I will remember to do that. This one might be able to get pulled out in a satisfying chunk. Nope. Wasn't satisfying at all. Okay. All right, do I want to do gray first or white first? I'm thinking gray because I can always do bright on top of it, like kind of fill in this side. I think that's the best route. So we're gonna do very transparent and then add white to that. with all the snow we had, I kind of want to do a snow painting. But soon it will not be snow time, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Make snow in summer when you're dying of heat. Just a little bit. Okay, so I've mixed up color in the well, and if I'm not gonna pull it back out, I'm just gonna start painting, you'll see it. So I'm going to try to balance this here and not spill it everywhere. Fill in some of this. If I start with some of the major lines first, it shouldn't be too bad. And then I can switch to a sharper brush and do some of the more transparent ones over here. That's my plan. I'm just gonna keep wiping my brush on the easel because it's full of paint anyway. I don't think you can really see it great on camera. That's okay. We're just trying to give the impression of the spider web on this side. Vagabond, do you use brick too as a word? I was just informed about this term as well and what it means. I took it to mean like when you step outside and it's super cold and it feels like you got hit with a brick in the face. I just say cold out. I hear people say brick pretty often though. I had never heard that till like yesterday. Are we still talking about regional words? It got brought back up, Bossix. Dark Overlord says, interesting, because regionally when talking about the cold, the term is, it's a bit thin out. That's another one I've never heard. see where I'm from. We just say, it's cold outside. Hard to see this on top of the white part. So I'm just going to do a few brush strokes through there. So when it catches the light, you'll see it, but not particularly. Actually, maybe I'll just lay it down like I did before. Can I see it? Kinda. I can really see it here, where I'm painting it almost just on the side. Okay, happy with this. Now, I need to brighten up some of this, make some of this dimmer on some parts, and then brighten up this part too. I decided that I'm just going to do this based on vibes. I think I need to look at my reference just a little bit through here. I don't particularly love what I just did here, but I can kind of pull it back a little bit by making it look more intentional. Just a few more straighter lines through there instead of some curved ones that I had put in. Okay, now I can just brighten it up by using titanium white alone. I'm gonna switch brushes too, because this one's fuzzy. And I don't particularly want that right now. Where did that flat go? There's the flat. Probably grab a paint marker that has this on it, but I'm not. Okay, I should brighten my name. And I think just get a few of these. Brighter too. Can we see that a little bit? The spiderweb is still up there too. Okay, I think I'm done with it. I think this line needs to come down just a little bit with the lighter so you can see it. Maybe a little bit there. Okay, I'm gonna stand up and look at it. So I like the right side a lot. The left side needs more work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my paint marker, because it's slightly transparent, just a little bit. And just maybe work a few of these lines in a little bit sharper. Just because it doesn't have the same effort level, like it doesn't look intentional. It needs to look intentional. This is already looking better. This helps a lot. And I can kind of just touch it with my finger while it's still wet, just to make it a little bit more transparent. Blend it in just a little bit more. That helps a lot. It's not as bright as the side, but it still has the same feel, I guess. And I'm happy with that. And I just want to brighten up some of these little ones in the background. can see my name much better now. Cool. Happy. Let's just double check all these sides. Yeah, like I didn't do the top. Or I did the... I got to clean that up, but I didn't do this side. I brightened it, but I didn't do the transparent gray. That was this container. Okay, that's done. You just gotta do the bottom. Hooray! I knew I would finish this today, but I didn't think I'd be this happy with it. So, what's happened is I've set it here and the paint has gotten on here, so I need to remix up this gray. And I might have that. That might be this one. I might need to add more Mars though. Just add a touch of Mars to the palette. Kind of need to use this tube up. It's being difficult to open. This is some sad music for this. We don't need this. Okay, first off, are you the right gray? No, you are too light. Too light. I can also just mix up a glaze of the Mars black, and that'll work. I don't like this brush either. We need a better brush. I think that's still too light. More gloss. Okay, that's set. That looks better. Let's wash off paintbrushes and this palette knife, and I'll hold it up, or I'll take a photo and post it into ArtQ Discord. And then we'll wrap up. Then I'll see if it's only 40 degrees. Yeah, I'm not washing my bike today. I don't want to haul out the hose and get everything soaking wet. I had gone on a 30-mile ride this past Sunday, and I got my bike really dirty. Not as dirty as like the one day I had gone out where it was really bad and I had to take the chain off and like wash my shoes, but it's close. I put my shoes in a plastic grocery bag so they could dry out and not get sand everywhere, because they were quite sandy. Chaz says it's the high of 45. Yeah, it's not even 40 right this second. Fun. So we're going to not wash bike today. Maybe wash bike tomorrow. So I have bike ready for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, when it's going to be beautiful out. All right, brush is dry. Let's wash hands. Because I don't want to get any paint on this after I just finished it and fixed the bottom that had paint on it. Okay, so, ooh, I need plastic. I take that back? No, I don't, because I don't want it wet. I can't set it down. All right, so here's spiderweb painting. You can't see it as well on the top, but there are spider webs up there too. And then we have the side all set, and then this side all set, and then the bottom is just dark. So there's spiderweb painting. That was really fun. It went easier and faster than I thought it would. Where can I set this where I'm not gonna get anything on it? Reminder, blur left side of canvas. Ooh, that has a glare. Let's turn it. Okay. We'll just post this in the mod queue. That will work much better. Rotate. There's a little bit of glare on it. You'll see it. Mod. we're just gonna put this right here. Right there. Another spare cat to put the painting on. Alright, there it is. You can see I did get my name right here. I normally do it with loops, so it's really sharp, but I think that's fine. There's another art? Oh, it's the same thing. That's fine. We'll just look at it again for longer. Hooray. I'm glad that's done. I don't know what I want to paint next. I had an idea earlier during stream when I was working and focused on it, and that idea is now gone. Snow, that was it. I wanted to do a snow painting. Maybe I'll look at some of my photos and see if there's anything that I can do while it's still sort of winterish. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. See what else there is to paint. Japan snow? Alright, let's do a Patreon ticker and shout out to my patrons. Thank you for your support. Things that are coming up tonight on Steven's channel for Twitch, we are doing more Sonic. We are doing a little bit more of Sonic and Knuckles. We might do another Sonic 2 Versus. We might show off some Game Gear stuff, and then we're gonna start the next one. Mania? Origins? One or the other. I don't remember. Mania, yes. Thank you. There's too many of them. And if you didn't see, Steven released Crowd Control Sims. Dan edited that, and I hear it is very good. Our newest Sonic yet. So if you haven't seen the Crowd Control Sims, it's definitely worth a watch. Things that are coming up on Monday, we are going to be starting a new game because we finished Okage last week. We'll be starting Beyond Good and Evil. In the beginning is a lot of world building and plot, and then we go through like 4 main areas with like hovercraft racing in between, and there's like Pokemon Snap elements where you have to take photos of creatures. But it's a stealth game with a lot of world building. They really went all out. There's a reason people are still talking about the sequel prequel thing that they've been working on since the original came out that they still haven't finished. It may never finish. I don't remember what the last status was. So, Dark Cloud 2, a game with everything in it. No, you don't have to do anything with food. You just go to vending machines and buy food at least. And there's some way to level up your staff, because you have a staff, like Star Fox does in Dinosaur Planet. And I think you can throw some sort of like CD disc thing, energy weapon. It's like your long range thing. Something like that. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since I've played this game. And I'm not doing a whole lot of research on it. We're just going to go off my memories from when I originally beat it. Do you talk to dinosaurs in this game too? Ooh, are there? There are anthropomorphic creatures. Like, one of the main characters is a pig. And I feel like another one I'm remembering is a fox. Or a fox-esque creature. We'll see. I can't remember much. I remember the pig for sure. So it's very fun. And otherwise next week is Fossix. Listen, that was really hard to say, especially with your username. Steven? Is there anything else besides Sonic tonight? And Crowd Control Sims is out? No, there's nothing else. Alright. Thanks everyone for being here. The next painting time-lapse that's supposed to come out is the Milky Way piece. I need to poke Dan about that again. I'm not sure if he's worked on it, so we'll do that today so he gets poked to work on that. And I think I have everything else set for that one, but the next one after that, I have stuff I need to do. Any auctions coming out soon? Yeah, the Milky Way piece. That will be next. We'll get that out. And today one of my goals is to photograph and scan basically everything but that. Including like the watercolor orchid, so that I have that all set, so I can keep releasing those and kind of get the backlog out of all of that stuff. Yeah. Thanks everyone for being here. Hope to see you tonight. And definitely see you next week Friday for some other painting, or maybe nails or something. I don't know, I haven't decided what next week's going to be. Have a good Friday, everyone. Stay warm if it is cold where you are.